Mr. Beast just paid millions of dollars to a sports team just to promote his chocolate company. But he's not the only one. Countless influencers are shifting their focus to sports. But why? In this video, we'll explore this trend and see whether they're wasting their time and their money. And stay tuned, because at the end, we'll rank the top 5 most influential partnerships between sports and influencers. The Hornets partnering with Feastables is a big deal. The full details have not been released yet, but in 2020, the Hornets' previous jersey patch sponsor, Lending Tree, signed a 3-year deal worth $5 million per season. It's safe to say Mr. Beast is paying at least that price, and probably a little bit more. He isn't the only influencer to dive into the world of sports in a big way. Since its launch in early 2022, Logan Paul and KSI's Prime has been making major waves in the beverage industry, including having a commercial in the Super Bowl. In an interview, Logan revealed that the drink has made $250 million in retail sales since its launch in early 2022, and that number just keeps rising. Prime inked a deal worth high 7 figures annually to be the official sponsor drink of the UFC. They have also partnered with numerous teams, including the Dodgers, Arsenal, and Bayern Munich. Not only that, they have started their own stable of athletes, including Stylebender, Alex Volkanovski, Alicia Lehman, and Erling Haaland. But why is this happening? Why are these influencers targeting sports?
May I interest you in some Prime? Are you sure?
You look very dehydrated, so I feel like you need some Prime.
No.
Okay, let's pause right there. These two have a combined following of over 40 million people on Instagram, but nobody in this video knows who they are. That means there is still an untapped market for them. I can almost guarantee you if this were Tom Brady or LeBron James, more customers would be going crazy. Being able to partner with large sports brands brings legitimacy to the influencer brands with an older audience. Prime and Feastables in particular are also going into very competitive markets, with one established legacy brand dominating the rest. For Prime, it's Gatorade, a brand that has dominated the market for decades. Feastables has their own enemy in Hershey's. One thing that is fun to see is these brands are not afraid to call out their competitors, especially these really well-established brands.
All right, we're going bottle for bottle. Blue Prime versus Blue Gatorade. These are all facts. Let's start with sugar. Gatorade has 36 grams of sugar in it, as opposed to Prime's 2 grams. That is a lot of sugar compared to not a lot of sugar.
I need you to pick either a Feastables bar or a Hershey's bar. There we go!
I would never eat that!
These brands are definitely taking away market share from the likes of a Gatorade, the likes of a Hershey's, probably more than many people ever expected. Major sports leagues and teams are looking to appeal to a younger and younger fan base. There are countless examples of them trying to do just that. Nothing says, please watch our league, like playing Fortnite and running around with guns as your favorite NFL player. Am I right? Am I right? So why is this? One major reason is the popularity of sports is much lower for kids these days versus past generations. Just look at how popular video games and esports are. The 2022 League of Legends World Championships were held at Chase Center in front of a sold-out crowd of over 18,000 people. What's even more impressive is at its peak, the stream of the event had over 5.1 million concurrent viewers watching live. That doesn't even account for the millions of views that were not live after the event. Larger and larger groups of people are gravitating more towards these activities rather than traditional sports. Not only that, there are so many ways to stay entertained. Back in the day, let's just say there weren't quite as many options. Without younger fans, the leagues you see will decrease in popularity as the years go by. They need these fans to keep the strength of the sport for future generations. Okay, we've established that sports leagues and teams need younger audiences, but there has to be a better way to appeal to that audience, right? Influencers connect to a younger audience in the same way that Elvis Presley and the Beatles connected to fans in the past. Don't believe me? This is where we get a win-win scenario. Influencers get to establish themselves with an older audience, and sport leagues get to reach a younger audience. I think they will be even more successful than people think. Prime and Feastables aren't the only instances where we've seen influencers interacting with sports brands. Many have done so in a variety of ways. Here's my list of the top 5 influential partnerships between sports brands and influencers. But before we get into that, make sure you like and subscribe so that you know when my next video is posted.
And you know what annoys me when people are like, "This is my top 5," and people argue it.
This isn't exactly partnering with a sport, but I have to mention celebrity boxing, and Logan Paul has taken his talents to WWE and is becoming a very popular character. It's just an example of influencers expanding their fan base and interacting with traditional sports in a much bigger way. Destroying went from a former college kicker to the #1 football creator on YouTube. This partnership with the NFL allows him to host his one-on-one series in NFL stadiums across the country and give participants a chance to compete in the ultimate one-on-one competition at the Pro Bowl. It also helps bring more NFL players and personalities into his videos. Overall, it's just a natural partnership for both sides that I can see expanding for years to come. Good is dominating golf YouTube and have even created their own putter and clothing line in the past, but earlier this year they partnered with Callaway. This has allowed Good, a partner, to develop their own clubs and balls and helps Callaway build their presence on YouTube. As the demographic of golf gets younger and younger, you can see this partnership growing. Dude Perfect is mostly known for trick shots and sport challenges, but this year they decided to become minority owners of a Premier League football club. They have teamed up with JJ Watt and former US Women's National Team player Kaylia Watt to form an ownership group for the team Burnley Football Club. This is the first time a YouTuber group has owned stake in a Premier League team. Dude Perfect will also be sponsors of the club's youth and academy team this season. As I mentioned earlier, this is a big deal. It'll be interesting to see what Mr. Beast and his team decide to do next. They have the capital to make other investments. It's more of a question if they believe that sports is really the answer and the best platform for them or not. Prime is by far the most impressive and, in my opinion, the most interesting brand to keep an eye on. The company has brand heat that just keeps building and building momentum. They've had their issues, including backlash regarding the amount of caffeine in their energy drinks, but the sales just don't seem to be slowing down. It'll be interesting to see if this is just a flash in the pan or if Prime has a chance to battle with Gatorade going forward. Gatorade had over $6 billion of sales in 2022. If Prime can gain just some of that market share, we could be talking about a Goliath of a brand moving forward. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.